ladies, and Timmy Turner's dad. Welcome to, believe it or not, even though I've said it like 3 times because I always forget how freaking long Part 3 is. Welcome to the actual end of Part 3. I know because it says Endgame, so I will not be fooled this time. Welcome to the endgame of Part 3 for Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn Coinflip. Now, as a quick reminder before we get started here, and also I apologize for starting late, but capture card was flubbing up again, but thankfully it has gotten fixed since. Whenever we head into Part 4, whenever the team splits up, I'm only going to have all of the usable units left on screen, so you're not going to see usable and unusable. I'll literally just have like probably 2 columns of everybody from Part 1, 2, and 3 that's usable. Coinflip run will still apply for all the characters you pick up, so Peleus, Volk, everybody like that will still apply, so they may still join that group. But just keep in mind, when we get to Part 4, basically, if you do not see the character on the list, that means that they're not playable. And I'm sure I'll likely reiterate that to anybody else that comes in late, but just a little side reminder. Also, hello to... I'm probably going to butcher this name, so I will apologize. Lachases1680. We are doing Part 4 after this endgame stage from Pain Awakening. Really, we got the bad ones done last time because, I had to do the Fort Knox stage, and I only had 5 people, and of those 5, only 2 of them could kind of go on the front line, which was Edward and Aaron, and even then Edward died a couple times, and I had to keep resetting, because this is a reset run. I'm getting all characters aside from 1, because, well, to put it bluntly, if you played before, I didn't get enough speed to survive a combat with the Black Knight, so I just avoided that happening in the first place. Found your Coinflip run on YouTube legit like 5 minutes ago and decided to see if you're live. Glad to see I caught the beginning. Nice! Welcome, Shiny. I believe that's an I. Shiny Chariot. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this. So, again, you can type in rules like it says on the screen right now for how the run works. But I'll go over it again, just to be very brief. And yes, this is a run I did come up with myself. I've seen like a lot of different run types, but this was one that I kind of felt like doing. I might do it for Path of Radiance as well, we'll see, but since my friend is doing Path of Radiance, more of it, blind, tomorrow at this time, well actually she'll be starting a little bit earlier, so if you want to see somebody play Path of Radiance, yes it is a legit copy, and I know they're expensive, but I got mine before everyone realized, wow, this wasn't produced a lot, you can check that out tomorrow. So, this is basically how the rules work, is each time a new character is introduced, I will use a chat command to flip a coin. If it comes up tails, because that's what I selected at the start of the run, I'm allowed to use that character as normal as you could with any typical character in playthrough. If it comes up heads, that means that character is not allowed to be used at all with some exceptions. The exceptions are usually early stages where all characters, like all the Grell Mercenaries or all the Dawn Brigade, are required to be in each stage. If something like that happens, they get relegated to what I call cheerleading duty, which means they are put in the corner and they are not allowed to do anything. They are allowed to move if they get attacked to avoid getting attacked, and that is about it. If there's any requirement of them in a stage, for example, there's a stage where Renulf and Ike have to both arrive with the victory condition arrive. Renulf was not on that list, as you can see right now. However, he was allowed to do that because it was the only way to possibly clear the stage. Some other people are automatic usable units. Those units were, as you can probably guess, Ike, Alencia, and Micaiah, as they are all main characters and important to the story. Ike in particular has to get the final blow on the final boss, so therefore beating the game without him is quite literally impossible. So, that being said, alright, audio sounds pretty good, so let's go ahead, not waste any more time and get started here. If the audio does need to be balanced on my end, just let me know and I will do such. I don't remember at all if I actually... I'm gonna guess no. Well, yeah, I'm definitely gonna guess no based on that outfit, in that I have not done anything here other than maybe the, no, not even the experience. Okay, ooh, this presents a problem. Do I have a Master Crown? Because if I do, I might as well use it on him. I don't. I mean, it's probably worth getting him to Gold Knight if we're being completely honest. So I've got Ike, Titania, Boyd, Gautry, Reese, Mia, Neffany, okay. Marcy's going to be integral to Part 4 because of a certain stage, and I did not get a lot of flying units. In fact, I think she's the only one I actually got? No, I got Sigrun, but I'd take Marcy over Sigrun, honestly. Okay, right now I'm pretty much just combing through here looking for units that are usable that are not Class 3 yet. looking right now like it's, aside from my healer Reese, it looks like it is only Kieran. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give him, at the very minimal, I'm going to give him the experience to get to Gold Knight, because that buff is nice, so I will take that for sure. So the good news is I have a lot of experience to play around with. The bad news is I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. You jumped all the other magic. No, they were not given to me. That was the unfortunate part. I would have loved to have Soren. I would have loved to have Rolf and Shinnon. In fact, the only archer I got at all is Boyd using the crossbow. I didn't get Astrid, I didn't get Rolf, I didn't get Shinnon, and I did not get Leonardo. Not that I would have used Leonardo, but I did not get him either. So that was very unfortunate. Alright, so he's a Gold Knight, so that's something, I guess. For not having so much... Right? They're so... Especially like, even Rolf is pretty good. Leonardo's really the only one that sucks. Like, Rolf takes a little bit more work because he starts at slightly low level, but he's still good. Oh, I'm tempted. See, now here's the thing. Is I still need to level up Micaiah. I think that I'll be fine experience-wise if I do this. Actually, I am probably fine if I do this. So for healers, I basically have Reese, Micaiah, and Laura, who are both part 1 units. Those are the 3 healers that I have. I guess you could technically clump Lindsay in there, but you know what I mean. Oh, man. I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. Because, like, on one hand, really, like, his important stats are capped now, which is magic and resistance. You know, like, speed's probably not going to save him, let's be real. Defense, even if it's maxed, is probably not going to save him. So the question is, do I use it now, or do I save it for when I have my group split up and all of a sudden I'm in trouble and don't have the experience I would need? That would almost be tempting if I didn't know it was going to screw with me. You know what? I'm actually going to do it. If I can find him again. Where'd he go? There he is. And here's why I'm going to do it. Like I just said, he's got his important stats capped right now, which is resistance and magic, which is what he needs focus on anyways. Making sure he can survive magic-based attacks and being able to heal for a lot of HP. For anybody not in the know, when you use bonus experience or convoy experience, whatever you want to call it, in Radiant Dawn, you will always get 3 points when you level up. You cannot get any more. Path of Radiance, this is not the case, but you'll notice he's getting 3 stat ups every single time, and not any more than that. If you get a level up through battle, that's fine. If you get it through healing on the field, that's fine. But if you do it like this, you're only going to get 3 points. So even though he's only getting 3 points, he's getting the 3 points he needs. Because, again, all the important stuff's already taken care of. So that's why I did that. I actually don't remember what Reese looks like when he classes up at all, so this will be interesting to see. Because my friend is not using, Icarus is not using Reese either. I convinced her to use Mist instead of Reese for obvious reasons that she'll see when she gets to, Chapter 27. But tomorrow she'll be playing chapters, I believe, 19 through 21. Which, if you know your Path of Radiance, is the Nasala stage where you can get the Night Ring, a kind of boring stage in the middle that you fight Jill's father, and then, of course, the giant, long, winding stage inside of Dain where you fight Ina. Alright, so he's at Saint level. And his luck is maxed. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. Good, but surprising. Okay, let's see. I think I'm honestly going to keep the rest of it, namely because I know he's going to class change and go to Vanguard. And really, like, his stats are fine, other than I wish his speed was capped, but it's not. Aside from that, he looks okay, though. Ooh, I got a lot of crap in here. I did not realize that. Nah, I guess I'll keep Paragon on you. Nullify, I'm definitely keeping on you. got room for stuff. Let's go with Paragon. I usually don't push for knight slash tank slash marshal slash whatever, but I might as well this time. Can't use any of you. I can use Boyd. Smite and Dawn, I could trade out some. Yeah, actually I will trade out some stuff for that. See, it's not bad by any stretch, or the skills are not bad by any stretch, but that temptation to put in a hill on is incredibly strong. Who all has Nihil? Because Khalil starts with it, and I'm assuming I took it off of Khalil. She should be in my team right now, somewhere. Yeah. Nolan's got one. Who else has... There's another person that has one, I'm pretty sure. But Boyd actually might not be a bad candidate for that either. That said, I've got a better idea. I'm not going to worry about that right now because I do want to make sure Ike gets it, so I'm going to go with Imbue and Adept. So that'll give him 5 health back each turn and allow him to double, potentially, or triple, or quadruple, whatever, if he can activate it. Because his skill's pretty high, actually. So we'll go with that. See, I got down to Boyd. Tanya. I guess Dawn. I don't really have anything else to put in you. I'm not going to put Blossom or Nihil on her. Sure, why not? Okay. If it makes you feel any better, I guarantee you this will not take as long for the next couple stages since my team's going to get grouped up into different slots. I probably will spend a lot of time debating that, though, because in a run like this, you have to be very careful. Because if I make a mistake there, it might just straight up lock me out of being able to succeed. Looks okay. Alright. I suppose I have any of the light spells, do I? No. I don't expect him to be doing much attacking anyway, though. In case somebody gets put in a bad spot. Okay, so we need to give Boyd some more weapons. I might actually kick her up to class 3 as well, now that I'm looking at her stuff. Just one of those you might as well cases. Throwing axes too. Yeah, alright. Believe you with what you got. Stephanie, I definitely need to get some more stuff for you. Alright. I went to the wrong shop. I have apparently turned into Icarus and have now just decided to do that instead. And Silver might be pushing it. I know axes are cheap, but still, might as well save it for like endgame stuff when I'm forging a bunch of things. Who else did I say I needed to give things to? Gautry? No, it wasn't Gautry. Actually, it might have just been them. Alright. Are you pairing up any units for this run? I mean, honestly, I'll just probably pair them based on supports that I've already got going. Because there's so little time left, because part 4 is only technically 7 stages. The end game is a 5-stage fight, but it's... You split everybody into 2 groups, or into 3 groups, and they all have 2 stages each, so that's 6, and then the final stage is 7. So it will probably just be whoever they're already supported with in that regard. As for who I'll use for endgame, I'll probably kind of figure that out once they're split up into groups, and I'll probably kind of see who's emerging as my best options. When I get to the endgame, honestly, that's probably going to be the easiest part, because then I don't have to worry about... Like, I'll already have picked who I'm going to use going into the tower, and so they'll just be locked in for the rest of the game at that point. So I'll probably take Ike and Titania both. Since they're an A support, Ike has to go. Kieran I'm considering, Marcy I'm considering. Gotchery will probably end up going there. Reese might not, but I can almost guarantee you either Reese will not go or Laura will not go. One of those two will not go because you've already got Makai on top of that, and she kind of serves as a healer more so than a light magic user. Mia might end up going, I don't know, I feel like it's probably going to be Mia versus Edward on that one. Boyd will almost assuredly go because he's high damage. Brahmin Nefni will almost assuredly go. And on the other side, as much as I love Aaron, he can't compete with Nefni. His resistance is too low and there's too many units that base their stuff on magic in the endgame, so he will likely not be going as well. Like to forge a light spell for Reese. Possible. I'll think about it. Mostly because, actually, there's one thing I want to check first. See, I don't know when his light caps. If it caps at SS, I'd almost like try to train him up to use Rexora, but eh. I'll go far enough to give him like a second L light right now. But again, I don't think he's gonna... I don't think he's gonna go to endgame, but I could be wrong. I might pick him over Laura. Honestly, it will probably be based on their magic stat, so it might end up being him anyway. But I already got Laura to Saint as well, which is her class 3 form. SS, this is light magic cat. Alright, so it's possible then. Alright, those 3 can go. You, 3, 4 can go. Oh yeah, these 3 are blocked off, you can't use them, so... I don't think Lucy... No, Lucy was on my list. Leanne wasn't. I didn't get any of the Herons, by the way. I missed all 3 of them. So, I'll be picking one for the tower because it forces you to pick one. I just won't be actually sending them into any of the battles. Sigrid on this list? Did I miss her somewhere? Oh, no, wait. She's forced into the stage, right? Yeah, that's right. I always forget that. Don't really have any plan for like how to combat this. Really, as long as you're careful, the stage isn't particularly that hard. I remember the stage gave me a lot of trouble the first time I played, but really it's just I was trying to go too fast and it was my own fault, really. Alright. So Ike, though you're usable, there's no point in using you right now because you'd just be soaking up experience. You're not allowed to be used. Now we can actually start the party. And as for beginning strategies, we'll go with the oldie but a goodie. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to form the wall. Get all that politic out there right now. I say that like it's politic, but this strategy has worked time and again. Also, guys, I know it ends at 80 kills. Yeah, This stage will automatically end when you get, or when there is 80 kills. It does not matter if they are your units, the allied units, or technically the other units, not the allied units. It doesn't matter if it's enemy, other, or you. Once 80 kills are reached, then the stage ends. Really, the only difficulty I might run into here is for Sigrun to run into an archer. Marcy has Nullify, so she won't take the bonus damage from the arrows. Also, now that I can get a better look at the screen, let's get a little bit more of that black bar out of there. There we go. This is the one downside of the stage. I really wish these units were allies and not others, so you could direct them how you wanted them to go, because part of the reason that I remember rushing in particular is, like, the second you see all these guys, you're like, oh no, they're just gonna kill steal everything, which is, you know, partially true. It's pretty much everything on the far right of the stage, on the bottom right, it's going to get kill stolen by the Phoenixes, and everything on the top left is going to get kill stolen by the Beast Tribe. And there's really not much you can do about it. In fact, one of the worst things that can happen is having one of the other units of the Beast Tribe actually, like, go up the center where you're going, and then it just completely messes everything up. It's the worst. So I guess I don't have to be reading chat through this, I can just pull it up on my actual page. That'll be a little bit easier. Oh yeah, and you get these occasional dialogue things whenever you hit certain markers, like 10. There we go. Much better. Alright. Since he's here, let's go ahead and get rid of that guy. Enjoy your experience, Reese. All 13 of them. Alright, what are we looking at for... I don't have any archers for a while here, unless somebody's got a bow, but it doesn't look like it. Fall down. Well, if I'd known he was going to activate Luna, I would have gone for the other guy. Oh well. I love that hammer ability so much. It's so nice. Hammer just obliterates anything in its way, if it's a knight. The big problem is I gotta watch out for... Where is he? Usually Aaron's at the front of the line. Did I miss him? Where'd he go? Is he like up here now? Edward's there. Nolan's there. Fiona's there. They all seem to be about where they are. Zahark's here. Where'd he go? I didn't lose him last fight. He was like the only reason I won the last fight. There he is. Yeah, he's not all the way back there in easy mode. I'm pretty sure he's like up towards the front. I could be wrong about that though. Might be thinking of Zahark. Oh well. Not gonna run that risk. Oh, it's one of those. Oh, good. The only this is one of the few upsides of having all these extra units in here. You can almost guarantee they will assuredly be targeted before me due to their lower stats. Even on easy when you play this though, like, save for obviously Tabarn, usually most of the Phoenix's tribe is gone by the 80 kill requirement unless you just ran really fast through it. And the Beast Tribe, like most of them, are either unshifted, asleep, or... what's his face? That I can never remember his name. I keep trying to call him Jifsa, but that's not it either. Skirmir, that's what it is. You know, I'd get there eventually. Also, yes, since this is a run that I've definitely played this game through a lot, we're skipping, like, all the cutscenes and what have you. Mostly because it would take a lot longer if we did do that, so... I have considered letting Icarus do this game as well, when she's done with Path of Radiance, but it won't be immediate, because I already have her next game in mind. Like, there's a couple things for Icarus plays that I have a plan for. Thus far, she's beaten the Walking Dead series. Also, this image, like, I don't know why it creeps me out so much. I mean, it's basically like the power was breaking out of her control and she just fainted, but I think it's just the color and it looks kind of eerie. But thus far, we've had Icarus do Walking Dead series, Thousand Year Door. She's doing Path of Radiance right now. And a couple other games that I'm blanking on. Pokemon, Coliseum, Star Fox Adventures. There is another one in there, and I'm just drawing a total blank on. Oh, Thousand Year Door. So she's played 6, and I plan on... oh, I don't remember those showing up. I plan on having, once she gets to 8, sort of a tournament to see which game that she enjoyed the most, kind of like Normal Boots Madness, if you've seen that. But just kind of get an idea of what game she enjoyed playing the most. But I'm tempted to make that 8th and final game, just like pulling a list of games that I've thought about using, and then just letting, like, my Discord group choose what it is. There's no time to dwell on our sorrow. Good. Goodbye. I'm glad you didn't, bring a sword to the fight at all, Zahark. I appreciate that. Made it a lot easier for me. Alright. But Path of Radiance is one of the games that or Radiant Dawn is one of the games I've considered having her do. But I kind of like the parallel between this and Thousand Year Door, where she played, even though it's not a direct sequel, she played, like, the prequel but not the sequel, and for Thousand Year Door she played the second game but not the first. Glad you spared the heir's life for good. I mean, like, I always, like, keep him alive unless it's a quote-unquote starting playthrough where you can't do that. It's an interesting condition for that in particular. Speaking of which, you've probably already seen this if you saw the first episode of me doing the Coinflip run, because I think I pointed it out. One of the things you have to unlock by beating the game is the ability to turn the combat animations completely off. You can switch them to, like, battle where they'll be on the field and they'll, like, swing the swords and axes and whatnot, but for the animations specifically like this, you have to have beaten the game. And that's really weird. I don't know why they did that. That's, like, a really weird requirement for, something that, while not trivial, it helps a lot for speeding up the playthrough. I guess it was because they wanted you to take it. Like, don't get me wrong, the animations look really great and all that, but it's just kind of weird that that's locked behind beating the game? Alright, so those two are heading out. Probably to avoid watching the slaughter of the Daean army again. You have to wonder between, like, after them getting obliterated by the Grill Mercenary / Crimea / Benyon / everybody that wasn't Daean, basically, in Path of Radiance, how are there this many units to build an army, like, 3 years later for Radiant Dawn? Because the gap between this game and Path of Radiance is not but a couple years. And you're also keeping in mind that most of these people, I mean, granted, they've had 3 years, but still. Keep in mind, prior to this point, that most of the Dan army had been locked away, the actual Dan army, had been locked away in prison camps by General Jared and the people in Benyon that are corrupt. So on top of all that, you probably have a bunch of people that are still trying to regain all that muscle mass and whatnot. And I'm willing to bet a fair few of them probably don't ever want to go see war ever again. And that's, understandable. Also, yes, I do agree, Deadeye has a phenomenal animation. Deadeye, like Astra, all of them have really great animations. Yeah, that'll work. Like, what, the 30s for kills here? Oh, almost 40. Okay, my mistake. So we can just smash this mage with a... I guess not. Oh well. Oh, Horse Slayer. Alright. In that case... It's also really funny to see these Class 1 units just kind of, like, amidst all the Class 2s. It just feels weird for some reason. Like, they shouldn't be there at all, but... That's fine, that was more try to get him to retreat. We'll rescue you, so you can't do... I actually don't know what Ina does in this fight if you let her go. I've always rescued her and not allowed her to do anything. Does she just run towards, Kurthnaga, I guess? Kinda does what, Nihila does in 3.13? Or that's technically how they break your line if you don't defeat Ike. Which, again, if you're playing on easy, you probably should defeat Ike. Just get Lord at class 3 and have her use the sleep staff on Ike, because his resistance is miserable at the start of the game. Like, he only starts with 8 resistance, which is just kind of... Like, I know you have the whole RPG trope of, like, people basically getting their skills and stats reset, but, like, Ike as a hero in Path of Radiance, before you even get him to Lord in Path of Radiance, more often than not, you can get him higher than 8 resistance before even that happens, and then with his, class change level up, I can almost guarantee you get it up to or past 8 with that. I was thinking to stay in the back because I played this chapter not too long ago. I mean, I'm not worried about her dying, because, like, with the other units and, like, any ally units, if you're not in control of the unit directly, meaning that they're not blue, quote-unquote, if they die, then they're not, like, dead for good. Like, all the people that I killed already in this fight that are on the Dan side, like Zahart, they're still alive in terms of story, they all retreat. It's only if you're actually controlling them they die, then you lose them for good. Because Astrid got killed in Heart of Crimea, because she tried to run forward and then she got annihilated by somebody with a critical, I think, is what happened. So we need about, what, 25 more kills? Oh, good. That'll keep him distracted. That works. not worth using the hammer on. He's got like next to no health left. Depth is actually working quite well for Boyd. He's gotten it, I think, both fights he's been in thus far. 319, 617. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. He had more straight defense than Titania did, but okay. So block that off, get these guys a little bit closer. To just let those guys stay where they are. Thought about sending her over there to kind of get some of the experience, but no big deal. Hi, Jill. Man, I wish I could have used Jill in this play. Jill is like one of my favorite units from this game and Path of Radiance in terms of character and ability. She's really high up there. Like, if I had to make the best characters in this game in Path of Radiance, like, I can pretty much guarantee you most of the list is going to be made up of characters that are good in both games and that I like the personality. So, like, Jill would be there for sure, Shannon would be there for sure, Rolf would be there for sure. I don't know if I can quite say the same for Har, because I don't think he's that good in Path of Radiance. Radiant Dawn, he does great up until endgame, because, again, Resistance isn't as good as Jill. But if you play with Har on the easy mode of this game, like, he pretty much can't die unless he gets hit by, like, 2 or 3 Thunder Mages in the same turn. And even once he class changes, even that's not going to be a problem for him anymore. He's got high HP, high skill, high speed, high defense, so, like, he'll rarely get hit, and even if he does, it's going to do next to nothing, if not nothing. Kieran, don't forget you got soul, man. Feel free to use it. The one thing I'm gonna have to watch for is make sure Edward doesn't get over here, because I did promote him to True Blade on the last level, so he might actually be a problem. He's probably the only unit in that army that I would legit be concerned about in the fight. Which is why I'm basically just going to hold the line this turn. Probably going to get to 70 by the time... Well, not quite 70. We'll get close to 70 by the time I get the ability to move. So that's going to be 63. That guy's probably going to make it 64. No, he's not. Okay. I think it'll be 67. So that'll be 5. The other two will probably die this round. 66. No, he's not going to do anything either. Okay, they're just going to stay grouped up like that. Alright. Regardless, this will probably be my last turn. I don't think they're going to let me get any more, which is fine. Go ahead and break the hand axe, why not? Oh, now you activate soul. Okay, I see how it is. Mr. Big Shot over here. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't do that. That would have been bad. Alright, first of all, Sorry, Jill. It was a free kill, it was an easy kill, I'm sorry, it had to be done. I don't think I got Aaron class change now, he stayed at 19. He's still got good stats, all things considered. Try to be really careful here. I think that's as far as I'm willing to... I really don't want to have to move into Edward's line unless I have to. This is a stage, though, I would love to see modded and change the victory condition to route. I would legit love trying to route this on normal. And if I played with normal units, like, really it wouldn't be that hard, because even, like, with Kirk Naga, just... At that point, you have Shinnon at least at Marksman, probably Rolf there, too, if you're using him, so... Just hit him from 3 tiles away till he dies. So it wouldn't be especially hard, but it'd be fun to actually get to the edge of the map that, like, pretty much you can't make it there normally. 78, 79. That's 80. That guy probably should have attacked the sleeping enemy, but he didn't do it for some reason. So that's good, I guess. Congrats on not dying, random Lagoose unit. Proud of you. Part 3 is fine. Or Finn.
I will know that you...
So now we fight a goddess. Hooray. Let's actually move on to Part 4. It's about dang time. Unfortunately, this also puts me in what I would likely consider one of the roughest positions in this coin flip run that's going to ever occur. And that's picking who I'm going to move where. Oh, well, I guess, sure, you can do that too, Ike. Remove skill. Yeah, oh, he gets Nihil, that's right. He gets it whenever he class changes. I always forget that. Yeah, obviously remove pass, keep Nihil on there. You're very confident for a being that can die. Alright. So at this point, I'm open to suggestions, and while I'm open to suggestions, the first thing I'm going to do is move around the little table in the bottom right to Part 4 units, and then, of course, the units that I can only use. So, give me a minute while I work on that. This might take a little while. Is there, like, no game audio wall? No, there's not. Okay, that's kind of annoying. In the meantime, we'll play some Rainbow... Or no, let's do something a little bit. We don't have anything that great for... I guess that's kind of old school. I'll play a little bit of extra music in the background here. Okay, so you at least have something to listen to while I'm working on this. Think about that. Not that it's an issue, but... Take that. Also, I'm not going to be reading comments while I'm working on this, obviously, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just busy fixing this. Size 28, got it. Always get that wrong. There we go. Also, you might get a little bit of a seizure warning here, just fair warning. What I did or did not put on here. Set. Hyla, yes. Tanya, Gotri. Boyd, yes. Anybody from part 3 should be on here. I apologize if you heard that really disgusting burp in the background. That was not me. Oh, right, I gotta flip for Tabarn, too. I didn't think about that. For all the units you do get, I did not think about Tabarn. I need to put a Lindsay on that list. I think she's the only other one. Brahma Nefni already on here. Yeah, okay, so it's just a Lindsay I need to add. And then we'll check with Tabarn very shortly to see if I get him or not. Why, but I feel like that text is smaller. Oh, that's probably why. There we go. Obviously. I guess we can make it fancy. Part IV units. We've done it. Alright, so now for Tabarn. Yep, didn't think so. Alright, fine. I see how it is. That would have been nice to have him. I'm just saying. Man, it's weak. Not surprising, but weak. Alright. I'm gonna keep the music playing while I'm picking my teams here. Alright, so I know Silver Army's got to go through the desert, so it's like it's pretty much just a given at this point that that Marcy's got to stay there. And is Sigrun allied to a team? Like, is she stuck with him, like, you know, with all the ones in green? I don't think she is. Oh no, she already starts there. Okay, good. Give me a mild panic attack. They're like, oh no. That would have been the worst. Okay. So typically you stick your units you want to level up over here. Laura will do well because she's a magic user. I'm tempted to throw Reese in there as well, as weird as that sounds. Because I still have to think about stage 1, obviously, so I do need, like, some semblance of defense. I also need to roll for Skirmir as well, because I didn't think about him. And Neolucci will show up in the upcoming stage as well. On this side, who do I have? I have Ike, Nihila, Titania. I feel like Boyd and Gottfried both, that might be a bit much for that, so I might flip one of them over here. Blue's technically in that bracket as well. So that would give me, let's see, on this group, that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, depending on if I get him or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 6, even though he's not going to be much good. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, Kieran, 5 for Braum. Do I have too many people for the desert stage? That sounds really weird to think of all things, but it might be the case. Let me make double sure here. Again, I'm going to assume I don't get Skirmir for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically 8. We'll just keep it for units I'm likely going to use. So 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that is the problem. Wow, I have too many people for the desert stage. That's actually kind of surprising. Do I flip Edward to another? I mean, I feel like I should keep Aaron there for stage 1 just because he's got, like, stupid high defense. And I might need that for the first stage. Oh, man. I'm trying to remember both stages. Like, I remember both for this one. I remember both for that one. I have not played this game on normal in a while, though, is the problem. I remember, like, this stage you have to mount a solid defense relatively early for the first stage. And if you can do that, then you're pretty much fine. Second stage is a desert, so, like, you take the typical desert penalties. I remember the Grail army having the easiest stages, but you have to take them slow if you're not using a big army. So I'd have to watch for that. And Hawk army is literally where you send everybody if you want to train them. Titania, Ike, Alincia, Micaiah, and Sigrun are the ones that are locked. And I know Kai's and Lai are on this list, but I'm not going to use them because they're not any good. Oh, and Hyla's locked as well. Forgot that. Alright, I think I made my decision. I was gonna say maybe send Edward over to Hawk Army to try to balance out the numbers. But at the same time, I'm also tempted to say leave luck to heaven between Mia and Edward, which one I get. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I need him in Silver Army too is the problem. I feel like he's going to be important to have in Silver Army. not gonna do it. I'm thinking about it too hard. Alright, let me turn the music back off here. That was actually a legitimately difficult decision. I was not 100% sure what to do there. While we're waiting, though,
The goddess of order has awakened.
this coin flip is for seeing if we get Skirmir or not. That doesn't surprise me. Prologue, Chaos named. Speaking of Chaos, here's the coin flip for Naysala, who we also won't get to use. Oh no, we actually will get to use him. Alright, cool. At least I got one of the Laguz World. That makes me feel a tiny bit better, but if I'd known that, I would have probably thrown Edward to the third army. But at the same time, it's nice to have him here as well, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, so at least we get Naysala to use. That's something, at least. Meantime, here are some cutscenes. They're very nice. They give you things, such as Rexbolt, that we will not be using. And a Satori-san, which we will also not be using, because unfortunately Laguz are not quite as good in this game as they were in Path of Radiance. It's a bit of a shame, but really, you know, what can you do? Probably give you a throwing weapon just in case it all goes to hell in a handbasket, which there's a decent chance it will. I'm probably gonna have to replace that light spell after the stage, but we'll see how it goes. Oh good, Olivia Grass, awesome. Actually gonna put anything on Soth. I'm just more just to see what we got. That actually might not be horrible, because, yeah, I was gonna say, they usually have pretty good magic power. So that's basically a vulnerary for her each round if she gets hit. Since I can't use you, I can take off Resolve. I don't really care about Provoke, but Resolve is nice. Resolve has gotten me out of a couple tight spots already, so... Hence why it's on Edward. I've got to get you to Sentinel this round. I know I need to get Micaiah levels, but you're close to it, and I just need to get you to Sentinel. Yeah, let's just go and do it before I forget about it. Like, there's literally no reason to not get him to Sentinel right now. And again, like with Reese, he already got the important points, which is strength, skill, and defense. He's always had an issue with getting good speed level ups. That's just how Aaron plays. Oh right, he gets Impale after that. I always forget. Alright, well I can take Beastful off because I'm not planning on using that right now. So I can give you Resolve. Yeah, like he needs Resolve. Like he needs to increase his strength, skill, and speed. Well, I guess speed, yes, but strength and skill. Oh god. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Giving Provoke to a guy with, like, a lot of defense. Where's Naysala on this list? Oh, right, he doesn't show up till the fight actually starts. I always forget that. Okay. Well, the rest of the experience needs to go here. I know that's technically making Micaiah weaker than she already needs to, but A, I might need her for the desert level, and B, trying to train Micaiah is kinda tough. Like, she's not a bad unit, all things considered. Like, you know, light magic's not the greatest in the world, but in part 1, like, she's, like, pretty solid for both healing and offense. Namely due to her, Thani spell, and most of the bosses in part 1 are Cavalier or Knight, probably for that reason. But yeah, I expect to see luck just go completely off the charts here until, yeah, it hits 40, and it can't go any higher for now. It will be able to get to up to, I think, 60 once she gets to Light Priestess. I think she actually caps a lot of stuff. Yeah, she did cap a lot of stuff. Everything but HP, strength, and speed. Speed would have been nice, but the fact she capped everything else is kind of impressive. That doesn't usually happen, like, at all. You'll usually cap luck, res, and maybe magic, and that's about it. I got pretty lucky there, I guess. Also, technically, you'd want to get Soth up there, but since we're not using him. Because normally he would class change after this fight's over. I'm going to keep the rest of the experience and just kind of see how it rolls from there. No reason not to. With that, let's go ahead and start. Part 4 Prologue, Chaos Named. So, if there's enemies, we need you to alert everyone since you can't be used in the fight. Alright, get rid of you. I guess I could have souped up Danvidi to Sentinel, but we'll see how it goes without him. If I don't have to use him, then I'll just kick him off the list, like, really. Like, of all the halberdiers you could use, this guy ranks at the bottom for sure. Aaron's built like a truck, even though he can't be used for endgame. Nephany is just a godsend. Okay, so my strategy is basically these two are defending this point right here. Nasala and the Pegasus Knights are going to have to defend this side, I guess. These archers are going to suck, but at least Marcy has Nullify. And then I'll have the healers behind him, so we'll see how that goes. Actually, I'll probably just stick Micaiah and Reese on one and Laura on the other. Probably make the most sense. Who do you have support with? Edward? Yeah, okay. Edward supports with Laura, Aaron supported with Luke, who I didn't bring on the side. These two are supported. Yeah, that make the most sense, because you're supported with Soth. Alright, cool. Hello, Yuma. I like your long flowing hair. That looks like it's very overdue for a wash. Actually, no, flip that. And we'll gamble. I don't think so. Oh well. That's why Laura's here. Cheerleading duty. Cheerleading duty. Oh, right, I forgot you showed up as well. I am apparently just forgetting all sorts of things today. Don't really care if I get you or not, but we'll see. Oh no, we didn't get Sanaki. I don't think I've ever used her in any sort of seriousness. She didn't get staff. If she had staff ability, it might be salvageable, but I can live without her. If you guys can live without her, I can. Because I know I can. Away with ya. Thank goodness I got Nasala. This would be a hot mess otherwise. If I can not lose anybody on this first turn, then I'll know I've got a decent enough defense to where I'm not going to be too worried. And I'm okay with these two getting attacked because if anybody needs the experience, it's Marcy and Sigrun. enemies. That works. I should have let Laura do that and get the experience. Oh well. Movement 9. Actually, no. Leave him there. He'll probably go after Marcia. So how's everybody doing now that we're in the first official weekend of March? Hard to believe it's already here. It is not March outside right now, though. I'll tell you that for freaking sure. I don't even believe spring break's as close as it is. It wasn't until it got mentioned in university. And they're like, yeah, so we've got, like, you know, a test coming up this week, and then we'll have spring break after that. I'm like, wait, whoa, what? I thought that was another at least 2 weeks, if not 3 away. I always forget it's in March. It feels like it's in April, but... Because from my experience in university, it always seems like the spring semester takes infinitely longer than the fall semester. But, like, to realize that we're, like, through the January semester, and now through the February, and we've got, like, March and April, and for our university, because we start early, we also end early, so usually the first week of May, or around that time, is finals week. It's like, that's kind of hard to believe. So basically, we're halfway through at this point. We're basically in midterms right now. And Aaron, as much as I love you, I basically promoted you to Sentinel to keep you alive. The person I want getting the experience is Emblem in this scenario. Aaron's not, like, I hate to say it, but unless I just get really pressed for units, Aaron's not going to be going to endgame. Nephene's just so much better than he is, solely because of that resistance stat. It's too low. It's way too low. And that's always the case when using him. Like, his res doesn't do well and his speed doesn't do well, and for endgame, that's two very, very big strikes. That can make any good unit bad for endgame. Which is not a knock on him. Like, what he does well. It's just, unfortunately, there's some flaws that can't really be overlooked for endgame. Case in point, him still not getting speed and res. He'll be fine for this stage, and he'll be fine for the desert stage, but... the second you get into part, in particular 4 and 5, the endgame, those low res stats are just gonna kill you. With Edward over Aaron, I'm going to try to work on Marcia over Sabrina here. Again, leaving Nisala where he is. Because Nisala is unfortunately one of those units that's so good because you're trying to gain experience for everybody. It's like you use him when you need to, but if you don't need to, you really just kind of leave him there. Because unless the unit just wants to commit suicide, the enemy unit, they're not going to go after him, so... pet spells. Right there. Yeah, go ahead and stay with that. Poke. The ostrich has spoken. For what little matters. I guess in theory for a level, because Reese will probably get one more level. I should have checked to see what level Laura was at here. In fact, you know, I made a pretty dumb mistake, actually, in picking my units. I just said earlier that Reese, Laura, and Micaiah were all three of my healers, and look, here they are all in one group, i.e. not split up between the three. Micaiah's locked into this group, but I don't think Reese and Laura are. I know Reese isn't. I don't think Laura is either. Should have sent them one to each, but oh well. Well, except maybe the last group. The last group probably would have been fine without one. As much as that's the training group, there's not a big enough wall to hold them off in that second stage for Group 3, so... She's at 7 right now. Alright. Enjoy your level, I guess. 22, 17, 26, 26... 22, 12, 23, 29, so higher speed. And that's about it. She's lower level too. Why does it feel like Marcy is doing better overall then? Is it just because of that? Maybe. Heal staff broke, but you got a level, so it was worth it. Well, now with a level like that, it wasn't worth it. Alright. Let's do a little switcheroo here. And maybe not. Okay. Show me what you got, you dirty peasants. Oh, you're just gonna shoot me with a crossbow? Oh, that's nice. Bye. I know he had provoke, but jeez. Of course, the downside of him having provoke is this is what's going to happen, so he'll be gaining experience that I wanted Edward to get. Especially if he keeps pulling off criticals. Because he's going to keep leaving units at half health because he's not fast enough to double them. I say as he gets a point in speed. Rip Axe User. He will be missed. Spawn in that one singular unit. That'll solve the problem. Oh, that's a problem, actually. I remember them doing that. Get out of here. You think you're doing, cheap ass? And sending your little cronies back there? Like, what are you doing? That's just rude. Sure, why not? Nice. I'm surprised those archers haven't tried to swing down here and get me yet, but... oh well. Probably fine, since now I'm more worried about them spawning in more enemies at the base. better stay away. Of course, now I also remember why she's so high level compared to him. I forgot I gave her Paragon, so of course she's getting double experience each time she heals. At this point, we're pretty much just playing babysitter and waiting for the enemies to stop spawning. And once they do that, we'll be fine to move forward. I have just enough of a defensive wall to not move until I have to move. Because the second I move too early, I'm going to be in some serious trouble. You know what? Let's go and do it. We can get him out this round. Remember, she's got Nullify, so she'll be okay. Just for reference. I know someone was screaming at their monitor going, "What are you doing? You fool! You not played any other Fire Emblem games at all?" Like, yes, I've played most of them, including the ones that were not put in America. I have played the game with Roy in it, Blazing Sword. And, Roy's not very good, to put it lightly. So yes, I played 7, I played 8, Sacred Stones, I played 9, Path of Radiance, I played 10, which is this. Played Heroes, played Awakening, played Conquest. Really, for me, the last good, like, you know, you've got the old school Fire Emblem players and the new school, and I'm actually kind of in the middle. I'm kind of the mid-school player. But for me, the last one that I really, truly enjoyed playing all the way through was Awakening. I get you have to keep it new and fresh, but I feel like they went a little too far with that ideal. So now it feels like it would be a good time to retreat, so let's do that. Oh, well, I guess I could keep healing for that reason. I completely forgot about weapon level. A. Alright, that's as high as it can go right now, so that's good. It'll get to SS later. Poke. Alright, you. Problem is, I don't want to lure too many of them at once. Then we might actually have a problem, so try to avoid that. If I have 3 archers down here and only one person can actually kill one, then we're going to be having a bit of problems. So let's avoid that at all costs. I don't know what that guy up there is trying to do, but I'm glad it's failing repeatedly. That's probably SS. only just now I'm remembering the thought process of, like, the golden mushrooms from Mario Party's, like, 1 through 3, where I said they look like they're spray-painted yellow. These dudes look like they've had their armor spray-painted yellow. I was trying to remember where else I'd seen a color that looked similarly like that spray-painted yellow. I think it's this game. I think that's where I got it from. In the SS. Alright, we'll run back out next round. Really, we're just gonna keep doing that over and over. And doing that's just making sure that they're less likely to be targeted by enemies because they can counterattack. I know they're probably going to go after Aaron because of Provoke, but still. And then he runs away. Well, that guy's not running away. He will be missed. Which I guess since he'll be missed, in that case, that basically means he's getting benched. Alright, now I'm not starting to like these ranged magic users anymore. How many uses you got left on that hoss? 1. Good. Also 1. Alright, so after this turn, they'll be done and dusted. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Keeping him here just in case it all goes to hell. Might actually be in trouble here if both those light magics connect, because they did 13 each. Houston, we have a problem. Yep, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Alright, fine. Somehow I'm not shocked by that. That wasn't even a case of, like, I moved too far forward. It was just like, oh, I was getting hit by 2 mages at once. You can see why now, though, I said he's not good for endgame, because instead of that happening twice per round, it's going to happen, like, potentially to the same unit, like, 3, 4, 5, 6 times per round. And if the resistance is bad, that's what's going to happen to them. No, stick with the strategy. The strategy was fine, it just didn't work because of the mages. Which actually means... it's time for a bit of a switch up here. Good start. Let's see how it goes. I'm actually going to change the color of the little rules command up top while we're waiting. Since this last area takes place in a predominantly white area because it's snowing, because it's all wintry. Yeah, that's a little bit too dark. Let's try something else. Whoa, that does not look easy. That is not easy on the eyes. I'm just moving around to find a color I like. Yeah, I'll keep messing with it when it's not my turn. I think I'm starting to reach my conclusion on which healer I'm going to take with me between Reese and Laura. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I think I know who I'm going to pick. Nah. Not feeling the pink either. So I bet that's... Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's just keep it a yellow. I'll just change the font. Have a little bit of variety in there. No, I should let Makai get to A. I know she did that earlier. I need to make sure she said A. She was a B right there. Alright. That's for you! No one likes an enemy with a killer weapon. No one likes him. Give me your worst, boys. Surely that wasn't your worst. I actually don't remember what Tear does offhand. I'm sure it's basically an insta-kill with Nasala, but interesting what it was. What does Tear do? I'm gonna guess it's a defense nullifier. Inflict damage at triple strength and have an enemy speed for one turn. Yeah, I don't think anything that's gonna get hit by a critical is going to need to have their speed. it will probably kill them outright, if I had to guess. All at a hunch, but something that gets triple damaged by Nasala is probably gone. Which is also why I find the extra thing they added onto Deadeye so hilarious. It's like, oh, it can put the enemy to sleep when it does 4 times damage. Like, yeah, if you're doing 4 times damage with an attack, you probably don't need to put the enemy to sleep because they're probably dead. Much like that guy right there. Ooh, good level. Getting everything except, like I said earlier, everything except for speed and resistance. Just give that guy a little love tap. And move swiftly on to our next part of the adventure. In other news, I actually got the office cleaned up today. It's weird. It feels like I have a lot of space in here, and I don't know how to deal with that. Because I'm one of those people that doesn't put up the Christmas tree until, like, eventually you just like, I should probably put that back up. Finally got it done today. It took till March, but I got it done. Which I guess for my track record's actually pretty good. Which is sad, but it's true. That's only got 1 use, so I should probably save it for something more vital. Let's do this. I don't trust anybody with a crossbow, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to. It's in a crossbow's nature to, like, screw you over, so I'm not gonna trust him. I mean, I don't care about the longbow. I know they can't aim for anything. Oh, good. You can just go across the water. That's nice. Apparently a warrior now qualifies as pirates? Someone's not following their Sacred Stones logic. That's where you're, oh, what do they call it? It's not Nomad. What is Ross's starting class? Like, basically you can pick between those two when you class change. That was how the class 0, quote-unquote, units worked. Like, when you had, like, your trainee, they could go from trainee and they could either be a cavalier or a knight. And if they picked cavalier, they could be great general or paladin. And if they picked knight, they could be general or something else. I don't remember what the other one was. But that was how that one started. It was you get to pick either pirate or warrior. And obviously, in that case, pirate's the infinitely better choice. Because then you can go from pirate to berserker, and berserker is ruthlessly strong. And the fact it's on a class 0 unit does not make that any better. Also, thank you for the follow. Lachesis16A, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. But thank you for the follow regardless. Enjoy the dancing Bowser. I didn't mean to use Tempest Blade there, but oh well. Too late now. I'll probably force that guy to retreat. Stab. Journeyman, that's what it is. Journeyman. Couldn't remember it. Yeah, Ewan's was pupil. They told me I remember the mage. And then you can go from pupil to druid, which is the dark magic user, or just straight up go mage. Mage could go from mage to mage knight, which was laughably awful, tragically, because on paper it would have been a really cool unit to be able to have a mage with really good mobility, but let's face it, that'll never happen. or Sage, obviously, and then Druid could go to Necromancer, which was, like, the most OP class, because you could summon, like, little 1 HP soldiers to basically lure the units into attacking them instead of you. Kind of like Tanith's Reinforced and Path of Radiance. And I don't remember what else you got from the Druid subclass. I know it didn't have that ability, which made it not as good. I'm gonna say for these guys, just heal. Just wipe them all up. I don't suppose I gave Aaron Savior, did I? Well, rescue. You can't rescue and use an item, so that plan's kind of out the window. I was gonna say rescue Micaiah, you won't have to take the penalty for rescuing her, and then she's not in the line of fire. Let's go there and kill Mithasala. There's a probability to get Tails to spawn. For that guy to spawn, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed for him to spawn. It's just he doesn't spawn on easy, that's why it threw me off earlier. Like if you're gonna go through for a casual playthrough that you usually play easy, at least in this game, Radiant Dawn or Path of Radiance you can kinda get away with playing on normal and still be a pretty casual playthrough. All the things today. Though if you mean the probability to get Tails, just in general, I mean it's a random number generator, it's 50-50, technically. Even though anybody that knows their coding will tell you nothing's truly random. That's why in some older games, like for example the older Mario parties, you can reset until you're blue in the face, but no matter when you decide to roll the dice, it's going to give you the same number because it's all preset. So it's not truly random. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah, I was afraid that was going to happen. Alright. Just get rid of him then. Oh well. There, who are you gonna attack now? They both got range on them. You're gonna get countered regardless. Or he could miss. That works too. Dude. I'm gonna have to go kill that dude down there. Oh, that just fired at me. Not the swordsman. Yeah, the other light guy. I'm gonna go kill him with Mithasala, probably. Even just getting one of them out, that should fix the problem. But I'm not going to let them hang around. Speaking of not letting people hang around, that guy's gone. Dude, stop missing. What are you doing? They're both good. Actually, Nasala's probably gonna get... I was gonna say he was gonna get shot, and then I realized that none of these guys are actually able to reach him, so never mind that. Both the archers are gonna go after him. I feel like Laura or Makai would be a better target, even though none of them can counter. He's gonna be the hardest person to hit of those three. But what do I know? Yeah, I thought they were going to aim for the healers too, and then they didn't do it. So, like, whatever. Though Laura got hit earlier by the crossbow, I think in the other one, and she only took like 9 damage, so I wasn't too worried about it. Why is the boss moving? Nasala got relatively close to him, and a lot of the bosses that don't move on easy move on normal. If you've never played Path of Radiance, believe it or not, Ashnard, the final boss in that game, actually does move on hard mode. Moves after a set number of turns, I think. I believe it's turn 9? But yeah, he'll just start moving. I didn't know that the first time I played, and so he swooped down and killed Soren, and I was like, oh, that's not good. That was quite unfortunate. The problem is now Nisala is going to be kill-stealing a lot of these. Yeah, it might actually be after you kill Bryce. Usually since I send Ike up the middle, he dies pretty easily. I mean, he's not a bad unit, but compared to Ike, of course, he's going to lose. Pretty much anybody you would be guaranteed to lose against Ike in 1 or 2 rounds that isn't the Black Knight or Ashnard himself. Words are hard. And kill. Alright, that's the bottom part of the stage taken care of for the time being. Sure, probably somebody else will spawn in. You at A rank for... Yeah, you must have hit it already and I just wasn't paying attention. Alright, 2 ranges, that should get rid of both of those guys, unless that guy with 2 HP decides to keep retreating. Him I'm just gonna have to kind of deal with. I got 1 more turn. I might preemptively strike him, though. Bye. I honestly thought that guy was gonna retreat, but whatever. Works. I mean, if I get him, it's still entirely possible he may end up on Tails and I might not get him at all. That's part of the advantage of playing a run like this, is it forces you to use units that you would not typically use. And I've played the game enough to where I've used every single unit in the game at least 3 times, but it's still... You know, if you play it for fun, you're just going to go after the characters you prefer. Alright, I'm going to make a strategic retreat here and go with... the ever-famous strategy of going for broke. Tails is usable, yes. Usually when calling a coin in real life, I pick Tails, and so that was my strategy, is I usually pick Tails, and so I picked Tails again. And instead of calling it every time, I figured it'd be easier to just do that, so that's what I went with. Alright, Mr. Die. Wow, that was pathetic. I forgot that Impale was like that ruthlessly strong, because it's like, what, 4x? Yeah, it's 4x damage, so that'd be 60, and that was enough to get him. I don't want to waste the Tempest Blade just yet, I'll just go with... Yeah, I go with this. part where we're basically just closing in on the rest of the units that are still alive. Jerk. Hopefully that other light mage won't hit me as well. Dude! I got resolved, so I might be okay. Those light mages, man, they're no joke whenever they... It's like they manage to hit so easily because they're crazy accuracy. And Edward only... I didn't realize Edward only had 7 resistance. I thought he was a little bit higher up than that. Let's just, do that. Well-earned level, I might add. Thanks for the help. Yeah, get him out of there. One thing I am going to have to check after the run's over is to see exactly how many I got heads and how many I got tails, see how close it was to 50-50. Where's the bow guy? Oh, he's over there. Great. Alright, light magic users, you gotta go. Axe, blade, axe, bow. Alright. I think Nasal will be fine if he gets shot twice with bows, but... Might as well narrow that down to 2 instead of 3. I was about to say, I have a feeling Marcy will likely be the target, since she's probably the weakest of those 4 units. And apparently she can't dodge. No, they're still gonna go for Edward, okay. Really don't like him, I guess. Not gonna run the risk. I could, but I'm not going to. Less more units spawn in, that should be the last of this upcoming turn. Watch them just throw one guy in at spawn, just to spite me. No, they're not gonna do it. Okay, good. I approve of that. Yep. With that. Oh no, never mind. He survived with 1 health. Well, congratulations, Mr. Man. You get to retreat on your final turn. No, he's gonna go down swinging. That actually did a fair bit of damage. But because you so nicely damaged me, I will so nicely damage you. They were strong for Bjork. As you hit in the corner. Not that it was your decision. Ooh, pretty outfit. Too bad he still sucks, huh? Sorry, pre-promotes. That's just what happens. Well, not every time, but like 95% of the time that's what happens to the pre-promotes. They're just not as good by the end of the game. There's a couple exceptions, but not very many. Titania is actually one of those examples in Path of Radiance. She's not great, but she's usable at least. You got a Holy Crown. Yeah, like you're gonna use that ever. Like, I hate to tell you, but odds are either A, you're not using Mist, or B, you are using Mist, and you've already gotten her past that point, so it didn't matter anyway. Do we have any Master Crowns? No, we do not. Forgot we picked those up. That was from Part 1's endgame, by the way, that unlock staff and the speed wing. That was because she got a chest key that I had her use at the end of Part 1 where you fight General Jared. Though who would we use the Master Crown on? Because I don't think there is anybody left to use it on. Yeah, no, there's not anybody left, because I just class changed. Now Hyla doesn't. She's already class changed. He's already class changed. She already did. And he can't, so... Everybody either has it or can't because they're Lagoos. I'm almost tempted to just dump all the experience into Valug just to see what happens. Worm Slayer. Eh. We'll almost double his level. My god. Smart thing first. Just get them to 99 so that if they like dodge or anything during battle, that they'll get the experience. No, I think I'm gonna save it. Okay, so you're locked in. Unless I have like something worth 5, but I don't even think Miracle's worth 5 anymore if it's still here. I think it got up to 10. Which is fair, because, you know, Miracle is a good skill for 5. Probably the best you could get. Fortune, Provoke. Put Fortune on her. I don't think her luck's especially bad, though. Not really. Pass Nihil. Beast Foe. Bowser. Bowser, what are you up to? Also known as Shiny Chariot. Thank you for the follow. Enjoy the dancing Bowser. It is quite lovely. Even more fitting now that Doug Bowser is going to be taking over Reggie's spot. I love that he's wholeheartedly jumping into the fact that his last name is Bowser. He's got, like, Mario and Luigi tied up in the GameCube controller cord in that one picture, like... As much as I'll miss Reggie, I think we can expect good things from Mr. Bowser. Yeah, I don't really know what I would stick on anybody here. I don't know, Miracle's only... It is only 5. I thought it was more than that, but okay. I can't believe out of all the people that a man with the last name Bowser. I mean, I feel like if your name is Bowser and you're at Nintendo, like, they have to at least hear you out. Like, at bare minimum, they have to hear you out. Never seen the last name. There was not somebody in my class, but there was somebody in my middle school that had the last name Bowser. There were also a lot of Austins. There was like 7 Austins, and it was a pretty small middle school. Sorry, that just looked funny. Archer Sniper. We'll dump all the experience on Leonardo. No, no one will do that. No one wants to see that. As cool. I will give Leonardo this. His outfit for Marksman legit looks pretty cool. It's like pure white, and it actually looks kind of awesome. He still sucks, though. Paragon, I'm fine with keeping Mia where she is. Like, Fortune's good, but I feel like it's not... You don't get critical enough for that to be a problem. Like, Paragon, I might as well keep it on Gotchery. Ike doesn't need to change anything. pass, I guess. We'll go with pass on her, because she's got good movement, and if I do something stupid, she might be able to salvage it for me. Okay, you've got healing, that's really all you need. Same for you. Yeah, give her a loadout, I guess. And why Leonardo's in the Krill army? Speed is busted. Yes, that's clearly why. Most people probably don't actually know this, and again, I think I talked about this early in the run, which is over on YouTube. Leonardo was actually supposed to be a mage initially, which is why his stat growths are so freaking weird, is because they didn't properly shift them over. And I'm willing to bet they probably decided to switch him to Archer because they took a look at the Dawn Brigade and realized that they had Micaiah, Laura, Ileana, and Tormod, who are all mages, and that a fifth one was kind of overkill. But yeah, that's why Leonardo has like a really weird growth rates, is he was supposed to be a mage. So, there was potential, but they forgot to switch it back. To be fair, it's not exactly like he has any importance to the story at all. Like, even in terms of the Dawn Brigade, he's like the one forgettable character. Like, Micaiah and Sotha are pretty easy to remember. Nolan looks like Chuck Norris. And Edward is like, you know, the happy-go-lucky kid that can turn into a mass murderer and do really well. At the very least, in easy mode. Sure, why not? Ah, we made campfires, and now we can't use any of them because there are units everywhere. I think that's everybody. Yeah. Alright, so Nihil on that side. UT on these, because these sandbags can break. Burst sandbag, as opposed to regular sandbag. Okay. Scar the front. Yeah, we pretty much had exactly enough people to hold down the fort, quite literally. Alright, cool. That's nice. I appreciate that, because I didn't think we would, didn't think we'd have enough there. Axe. Load out first. There we go. Dude, there you go. Shift and kill. Oh, yeah, Lion. I forgot. I know who you're referring to in terms of Lion. Someone's promotion made him look like Lion. I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen the art for Lion in a while. I bet if I pulled up a picture, I'd probably guess, though. And where he is, hopefully they'll try to go and attack Ike. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Because Blue's going to have to take Ike's spot when he starts going out and attacking everybody, because this is a good stage for him to get a bunch of levels. Assuming it's one of the mages. Soren has like a white coat, so it's not him. I guess Ileana, because her, well, A, because her hair is purple. I don't remember what her Arc Sage outfit looks like, actually. Dude, don't go over there and be busting that sandbag. What do you think you're doing? What, is Godfrey not good enough for you? You're like, I don't want to beat up a general today, or a marshal. It takes so much effort. Oh, hi. Oh no, the burst sandbag has collapsed. Really? Dude, don't be that guy. Come on now. Man, like, just what you need. Like, it's bad enough you have Fog of War. You get some jackass off screen like, oh, here, let me heal this guy. You turd. Try that and see how it goes. In the meanwhile, screw that guy. Just gonna have her stay there. Ah, dang, that's a burst sandbag too. I didn't realize that. Well, we gotta get going. Keep your little friend distracted. Dude, knock it off! Like, now it's more funny than anything else. Different color, more dark. Am I on the right track, though? Is it an Arc Sage that I'm thinking of, or... Like, I mean, it might just be Peleus, and I'm just not remembering. Even promote to Arc Sage? Now I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure he's still Arc Sage. I think the only Sage type that differs in their third class is Light. Yeah, it is still Arc Sage. Since they stopped following the Druid style, where it went from Druid to Summoner. I always kind of like the old art for the Druids. They look kind of cool. You just gonna go up there and beat up on that sandbag? Too much of a wiener to challenge me, so you're just gonna challenge the sandbag to a duel? Wherein you wager your soul, and if you lose it, then somebody has to, you know, go to the duelist kingdom and defeat you, or defeat your rival to get it back. That's just too much work, man. Like, do you know how long it will take to win some of those duels? It'll take like 6 episodes. As much as people don't like GX, you have to admit at least there's no duels that last for 6 dang episodes. I'm sure that was everyone's, like, greatest fear whenever they saw the Paradox Brothers come back. They're like, oh no, not again. Oh, man. Good times. I've been thinking of, like, going back and rewatching those, or at least, like, having them on in the background while doing stuff. The original Yu-Gi-Oh!, not GX, for reference's sake. One Arc Sage. I got your little archer friend this time. There we go. Man, I need to figure out... I don't know what it is with this chair. Like, it was doing fine, and then today, like, whenever I leaned back, I just, like, didn't hear, like, a really loud crack, but it sounded like something, like, shifted into place. And so I might have to check a couple screws to make sure it's still okay. I guess you could be referring to Sephirin, but I don't think that's right. I can't really think of who else it would be. Unless you mean like Kurth Naga's outfit when he's not transformed. Oh, Khalil, maybe? I didn't even think about Khalil. It could have been Khalil. She's not someone I typically use in terms of mages. Khalil's down there with Tormod for me in terms of never using him. White cloak, dark blue robe. No one gets into my camp. That wasn't what I meant to do, but it killed him, so I guess no harm done. Get out of my camp. No one spawns in this camp either. Don't appreciate that. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else from the game that I haven't already guessed. I think I've gone over all the mages I can think of. Unless you mean Gotri. It was Gotri all along, I should have known. No. Look at that smirk on his face. Anybody would recognize that smirk. Oh yeah, that's right, Druids spawn in normal on this stage. I always forget that. Hey, thanks for the health, I appreciate that. Oh, I thought I guessed Peleus. That was like my second guess, was either Peleus or Sorin. I think I even said, like, my most obvious guess would be Peleus. Even though he's not an antagonist like Lion is. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played Sacred Stones, but yeah, totally an antagonist. Dude, I can't wait to kill that off-screen guy. Like, he's gonna run out of physics, and he's gonna be really upset with himself. He's gonna be looking at the sky, wondering where it all went wrong. You be gone. I think it's high time this mage said goodbye. The druids look really weird with that color on them. The spray painted gold. Just looks really weird. Watch this, now the other guy's just gonna do the exact same thing. He's gonna go over there and heal him. Oh no, not an iron axe. Do you know how expensive those things are? Yep, sure enough. Man. Alright, well he ain't healing through this. I'm gonna get him this time. realize that guy spawned in. Oh well. And that guy's dead. Well, I'll give you props for at least going for the weapon triangle, Mr. Swordmaster. Dude, knock that off. Seriously? I will find that healer. It's around all enemies. I will in fact find that healer and kill him. Oh, there he is. In the meantime... stab that guy a bunch. I don't know why you just tried to attack at a one-tile range, but okay. Just move the healer. Of course, you know that healer's not going to go anywhere. He's going to stay right where he is. Just making sure. Actually going to keep Gotri over here now. On the off chance somebody spawns back there, which is not out of the realm of possibility. Okay, first of all, screw that guy. Everything he stands for. Enemy phase. Really, we've taken care of the bulk of them, I think, at least for the moving units. This is Ike's level right now. Good enough to get an ether, so that's nice. Aha, see, now I'm glad I sent some people back and left them here. Be gone, you. Oh, there's the other, healer. Whoa, that did a lot of damage. Level 6. And apparently in severe need of getting more magic resistance. Oh, there was a third one too? Oh, nice. That's wonderful. Like, how many of these guys are there? Just the healers in particular. My god, they're everywhere. Other Phase, otherwise known as Phase. That guy before he manages to heal the boss or something stupid. No healers will survive this round. there's another healer over there. Well, the boss is probably getting healed then. Which means likely I will have to go and kill the healer and then let the boss attack me and defeat him that way. Yep. Like clockwork. Get out of here. 8. Nope, 7. Over here. Over there. Also, welcome back. That was a very fast brushing of your teeth. You did make sure to sing the alphabet, or at least hum the alphabet or say it in your head 2 times while brushing. At least that's what they used to tell us, like, you had to brush for that amount of time. It's like, well, it's relative to a song that has no, like, you know, it has, like, a tune, but no distinct speed to it, so, it's, you know, you could just sing it real fast, be like, okay, done. Boss trying to run away from me. Okay, I'm actually impressed that, you know, did 6 damage to Lagoose Royal. I'll give you that. Not be enough to win you the victory, or, you know, win you the battle, but still impressive. There we go. I wanted to at least make sure I had the boss kill there. Like, I know the reinforcements are a pain in the ass, and, like, they, you know, they extend the time, basically. But it's still experience for Ike, so, like, there's that at minimal. And ideally, I like getting him to 20, or at least close to it by the time I get to the tower. And if I'm right, this should be the last enemy. Yep. Because it gets to a point like this where, like, ultimately the battle experience is just more important than the bonus experience. You can afford to use it a little bit at the start of the game when, like, you really need the levels for your Dawn Brigade units, but after a while it's just, like, get the unit to 99 and don't use any more. Or dump it into somebody that you don't really care about. Like, I usually end up dumping it into Rayson, because Rayson's the Heron of choice, obviously. Since Raphael can't transform or fly, and Rayson's got better movement than Leanne does. He's usually your best option. And yes, I will remember to take Mercy off of Valencia. In fact, I'll go do it right now. You don't even have to worry about that anymore. Concoction, not that you'll need it, it's boring. Get some heal. Oh, I guess I do have her for healing, so that's something. I need to pull some physics stats if I have any from shop or somewhere similar. You should be alright. A little early for Brave Axe or Tomahawk. We'll go with that. Yeah, I feel like I put this group in the best position by far, looking at it. Sentinel, Gold Knight, Marshall, and they're all 4 at where I'd want them to be. So I'm gonna say probably the best bet's to not use the experience. How much do I have out of curiosity? enough to get to Barn to max level. What? No, I mean, I'm not gonna do that, because there's no reason to. Tabarn's, like, ruthlessly strong, even if you were using him. So I'm not gonna do that, but it's still funny. Get racing up to a useful level. Literally double his level. I guarantee I could get her up to class 2. Yeah, I think the best bet here might be saving it. Like, I could put it on Alencia, I guess. But I'm not really feeling the idea of putting it on Alencia, to be honest. Also, apparently, according to the weight, Tabarn weighs about 2/3 of what Alencia does. Still funny, but, you know, whatever. Alright, what am I looking at for skills here? We're not using Mercy, obviously. Pass, Nihil, Fortune, Provoke, Blossom, Beast Foe. Beast Foe is going to be useless this chapter. Provoke I would not put on Alencia. Fortune, maybe? Nihil, pass. Probably pass. If she's going to be a healer for this round. Boyd, I like what you have right now. Sure. So you can take Paragon off of you, but I feel like you'd be fine keeping it. Hill, Fortune. Fortune might not be a bad idea. Provoke also might not be a bad idea because he's built like a truck. And unlike Aaron, he actually has a little bit better resistance. Braum doesn't usually get critical that often anyway. His luck's pretty decent. Yeah, let's try Rock and Provoke and see how that goes. I guess we'll keep Smite on him too, since he's got enough spots for it. Alright then. I guess you could take Pavis and Savior off of Tabarn since he's not getting used. I don't even know what activates Pavis or... Yeah, I don't remember what it activates, but also, I'm taking Parity off of you, because that's actually a... Believe it or not, it's actually a good skill. Outside of Nihil, that's the only thing that can get rid of Aurora, which is the boss's final ability for before you fight her, which is obnoxious. Yeah, I think we're good, unless there's... Oops, that's not the right one. Sport. These two are already at A. Alright, let's do it. Welcome to the only stage that doesn't completely look like it's snowing while it's going on, even though it is snowing because of the effects. It's not 100% white. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be bearable laughs. Let's just send you two down there and really... really, that should be fine at this point. Honestly, the Braum Nefany dynamic / tag team is still one of my favorites. Alright. Cheerleading duty for you, Mr. Tabarn. Much as I hate to say it. You're fine there. Fire away. Get him, Boyd. Show him who's boss. Like he needed Colossus, right? Whatever. Alright, we'll see how Alencia does here, I guess. In terms of, like, dodging / defending, not offense. I know she'll be fine on offense. Once she gets a median, she stops using that weak-ass slim sword that she gets at the start of the game. Once she has that, she does fine, because she basically has a brave sword instead of a slim sword, which is infinitely better. It's almost like having a better weapon makes you perform better or something, and that's crazy talk. And I wish the heavy spear was still a thing. It'd be kind of cool to customize weapons that could do bonus damage against certain elements, like in exchange for not being able to upgrade other stats as high. But you know that would be broken. It would be so broken. Try to stay out of the way. Yes, sir. Be a good little boy and go play with your toys in the corner. Alright, Mr. Dark Sage. Let's see it. Balbirth! I was trying to remember the name of his ultimate spell the other day, and I could not for the life of me. Balbirth, that's what it was. That's not the right thing. There we go. Getting it confused with the raid thing. Nope. No Peleus for me. No one gets to enjoy the Peleus. Speaking of not getting to enjoy anything, can I actually get over to the enemies to hit them? Freaking grass, man. Actually, no, what we could do... Jeez, that guy's gone. Good God, boy! Have a little bit of mercy! God! Just annihilating them. One thing we can do as well, they're not on the, well actually they are on the list, is if chat is okay with it, which basically means just you, I'm making this like a little side thing, because I already did it once before, because I talked about this as well back in the early parts of Part 2. Depending on who gets rolled, some stages might be unwinnable. And what happened was when I rolled for the stage with Braum, Nephany, and Heather, I only got Heather. I didn't get Braum or Nephany. And so the stage was unwinnable because Heather can't damage the boss. And even with the Spectra card, or whatever type of card it is, it only has 15 hits and it does 1 damage, or 2 damage, each round, and that's still not enough to kill him. And so what I did was I sacrificed 2 units that were usable, but that I never planned on using. So what I can do is I can eliminate 3 people from the usable list, because I said I'd make it go up by 1 each time, starting with 2, then 3, 4, 5. So I can eliminate 3 people from that usable list and switch it out for Peleus. The only caveat for using that rule is it can't be like, you know, like Lagoose Royals or anybody that's ruthlessly OP that you would not get naturally. So I think I will be nice and I will enact that rule. And I will click on the wrong button because apparently that's what I wanted to do. And I will swap Peleus in exchange for getting rid of characters I had no plans to use anyway. Which is Lyre, Kai'Sa, and Mordecai. Because let's face it, they probably won't be missed anyway. Yeah, probably better sending him this way. He can't use the spells, right? No, I didn't think so. He might get that when he promotes, I honestly don't remember. Honestly, I could probably afford to take off. Let's see, who else would I omit from this list? I'd probably take off Vika as well, or Vika, however you pronounce it. She would probably could stand to go. Danvid could stand to go. Wouldn't miss either of them. I think I've used Danvin in all of, like, 2 stages, and that was mostly because it was the Crimean Royal Knights, and it was him, Kieran, and Marcia, and that was it. So it was like, well, I might as well use you because you're, like, 33% of my army right now. I'm gonna save his ranged attack, namely because I want to use it when it has better accuracy, so I'm not gonna use it right away. I'm gonna have Neffany get that kill because I need Braum to get through the stupid grass and get to the other side. Talking a lot about in Path of Radiance, where I've had that issue of Path of Radiance very heavily favors the movement, the units with high mobility, which is why the Knights don't tend to do very well, and man, does it show when they get stuck in the grass. Like, you thought it was bad before. Yeah, sure, by all means, keep attacking Boyd. That's fine with me. Jeez, I forgot how much experience he got from that. Okay, so he only starts with Miracle. That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. And we're gonna do this the slow and steady way. Proton John is live. Well, that's nice, but I'm kind of busy. I'm still trying to catch up from the last stream he did. Been watching his stuff on archives. Better than missed. I mean, yeah, that's true. Also, I should have killed that archer. That was stupid. Man, you know you're a bad archer if you're getting outsped by a marshal of all units. That's just sad. Also, screw that guy. Alright, let's hope Valencia doesn't get hit. Like that. And then like this. Oh no, you're gonna do the old Fire Emblem thing of moving every other unit that can't kill Valencia that's like way off in the distance, yeah, before doing that. The oldie and not a goodie. It's like, oh, I see I can kill this unit because the RNG has already been chosen for me. Let's move every other single unit that we possibly can before finally killing you, making you think you have hope. Like, I know it was my own fault for not killing the archer, but, like, that's just salt in the wound right there. There we go, that's what I wanted to do when I equipped the Killer Lance. Correct. Alright then, well if that's the case... Hi, Voltome. try to get this promotion. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to go that far. Like, he is still a low-level sage with poor speed because of his having to wield the Dark Tome, so you have to be careful with him. I don't think his speed is anything to write home about right when you get him, either. 21. I mean, that's not bad, but... yeah. It's not definitely. Like, Braum outspeeds him currently. 75. 75 might be the best shot. Yep. And, of course, it missed. I mean, really, worst case scenario, before the other stage starts, like the second stage for this group starts, you could just dump a bunch of bonus experience into him and get him to at least Arc Sage. Why? Oh, that's right, you're new here. Yeah, I have really bad luck. Like, incredibly bad luck. If you've seen the stuff from my archives page for this game, just, like, go and watch, like, dice roll-wise, go watch any Mario Party video that's on there. Doesn't matter, pick any of them. I guarantee you'll watch Poor Luck at, like, its finest work. Like, we just mentioned, or I just mentioned Proton John went live, and Emil has said that, at least in TRG, that bad luck is a staple of John's character. It is most certainly a staple of mine as well, and I don't approve of that. I could save these kills, but I need to get through this tall grass area. Just leave him there, honestly. Just leave him there. Yeah, sure, fire a dinky little arrow to Marshall, see how that works. Even in hard mode, that wouldn't have done squat. Oh, that's right, he restores HP too. Yeah, he's basically unkillable now. If I'm gonna try to get levels with Peleus, or at least fight with him, I gotta get rid of the ranged units, primarily. Dude. Luck to get to his neck. God, why? Why is my luck so bad sometimes? I swear. That's not the worst thing I've seen in Fire Emblem, though. There was one time in this game that it happened, too. And I know exactly where I was. Not in reality, like in the game. I mean, I was probably here, honestly. Since I've lived here since I was, like, 8. And seeing as when I was 8, that would put me at see. That'd be 2003. So yeah, I would have most assuredly been living here because this game didn't come out till 07. Also, screw that guy for trying to attack me. Thanks for level, nerd. But I was in endgame of part 1, and I attacked the healer. There's a healer on a ledge. It's opposite 2 treasure chests, and it's right before the gate that you can break open that summons, like, the extra knight unit. So it's, like, the level right below where General Jarrett is, and I attacked that healer with Valug. Had a 96% chance to hit twice, and only needed 1 hit to connect, and it missed both times. Like, that's the level of bad luck we're talking. Like, it's abysmal. Oh, right, I totally forgot to move you. His biorhythm must be up higher than it was earlier. Yeah, it's normal. I was supposed to say, because he did not have that accuracy earlier, it must be a biorhythm thing. I didn't realize that was a spot that had no grass. I'm glad I wasn't standing there now. I hope that wyvern goes after Boyd. I would love to watch him get crushed. Oh well. I can get him next round. Especially since he flew up next to Boyd. Nice. And oh no, Tabarin accidentally killed someone in self-defense. The horror. Let's do this. Alright. See you later. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Hope you enjoyed. Boyd annihilating that Dragon Rider was for you. And a little bit for me, but mostly for you. Oh, that's right. Soul does bonus damage. I always forget that, because it doesn't in Path of Radiance. It's either 2x or 3x, and I don't remember which. Whoa, holy biorhythm, Batman. No, it's 3. Okay, so it's a crit with healing ability. Gotcha. Flop. If you're still here for record's sake, this is the last stage I'm going to play tonight. I'll probably do the next 3 in another week, and then I'll do endgame in 1 week. So it should be over in a couple weeks' time. Probably around the same time Path of Radiance will be done, actually. No, Path of Radiance will take a little bit longer than that. Would be my wager. Guys up here to do something stupid, I guess. What, now that I put a Lindsay back there, now nobody's gonna spawn up there anymore? Is that how it's gonna go down? Like, what, level 12? Oh, no, 5. Could have fooled me. Good lord. He's been, like, obliterating everything in sight. Like, he's just using, like, steel axes and iron poleaxe. Imagine how strong he'd be if he used a silver axe. He'd be just cutting straight through them at that rate. know what? Yeah, let's just do that. Items. Equip that. Use that. And there we go. There you go. Your little ranged magic friend just died over there, so hope you weren't planning on him for any help. More enemies spawning down there relatively soon. Oh, if I'd known you guys had ranged weapons, now I'm glad I switched to that. Okay. you keep firing those arrows at that marshal like it's gonna do something. It's not. Man, I know Nephany probably wouldn't take any damage either, but it's you have a better chance there. Jeez, Boyd, you're getting even more offense? Do you have an off switch? Like, at all? What does he cap at? 40? God, it might be 45. Are you serious? That's insane. Ooh, good level. I approve of that. Now everything does too much damage, unless I can get... That'll work. Worth a gamble. Nice. See, she's getting good levels. It's so hard to get experience with her for some reason. I don't know what her, like, experience growth is, but it's pretty dang slow. Like, in part 2, you're lucky to get, like, 2 levels on her. Unless you're just healing a ton. Since healing is a fixed number. That's why putting Paragon on your healers is so nice. Because it's a fixed experience growth that's also getting doubled, so... Ooh, good timing on that. It wasn't like in the danger zone or anything, but, you know. He wasn't taking a ride into the danger zone. Thanks, Kenny Loggins. Thanks, man with bow and arrow. It's something. Okay, he's out of range, so we'll just stay there. Are you still getting 30 experience per kill, Boyd? I feel like you should be getting about 5. Well, that was an uneventful turn for the enemies. attacks. Alright, well, stick with what we got then. Yeah, that guy had no chance. Boyd's too powerful with his 36 strength and climbing. Also, he dies next round. Oh, that's a lot of enemies. Oh, never mind, they're not that bad. I thought it was all archers. I'm like, oh, that's bad. That's really bad. No, that's not as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, they actually do decent damage. Thunder. Alright, we'll move over here. Let's see how things go. Oh, well, I'm glad I brought this, since apparently Peleus didn't come to the battlefield with any healing items. It's kind of a big thing to forget, my dude. I'll just stick Boyd right there and just issue out the challenge if anyone wants to take it. Jeez. Get a level up and a weapon level up. You're crazy. I think that's the first... Well, no, that's not the first attack that's hit Boyd. Yeah, Boyd is getting more experience than Alencia is from kills. Boyd's getting like 30 and she's getting about 20. You got a Panacea, whoop-de-doo. That's not going to... That's basically a Fire Emblem's equivalent of a Pokemon full heal. It's just not really that vital. Level? That's one thing I can say for Alencia. She does get good level ups, like, pretty consistently. Let's get more of these guys out over here. Probably not, but it's worth a try. Alright, let's see what you got, guys. Not much based on what I'm seeing right now. Hey, there we go. Someone finally actually connected with their attack. I think that was the only attack that connected from the enemy's side the entire round. That's more like it. Getting a lot of good levels all of a sudden. Dude, no, he was in a good spot to set up for a kill for Peleus there. Well, I can just hit him with Braum again, I guess. Also, Lencia is now getting the speed to quad attack enemies again, so that's good. Alright, let's see if anyone takes the bait for going after Boyd. No, not my hand axe. I was gonna say, though, if anyone doesn't die, they're just gonna get healed by Tweedledum and Tweedleidiot down there. It's actually decently close to level. Let's see if she can get it. Nice. I'll enjoy it. Might need it for next round, you never know. No healing for you. Sorry. Alright. Don't think any more reinforcements are spawning. Let's end this. I'll get pretty close to anyway. Your little healer friends just died. Nice critical. Good job. I'm willing to bet Boyd could probably kick the tar out of him with a good hit. Oh, yeah. No sweat. Alright, we gotta watch this one, because Valtoma's an ass for anybody that's actually watched the story, so we gotta watch this in beautiful, beautiful HD. Hit him with the Aquar! Oh, that's actually really tempting to do that. We'll give you the ultimate send-off of failure. You get to get killed by a crossbow, and you're not a Pegasus Knight. There's nothing more humiliating. Oh, it's the same animation as Rexor. That's cool. Oh no, I'm poisoned. And you get shot in the shoulder and died. What is that animation? I mean, I've used the crossbow with Boyd before, but I don't think I've ever, like, watched the animation, because usually you just turn them off. That looks really funny. Yeah! That fist pump is really funny. Alright. That'll do it for me for tonight. But that was really funny. I can't believe I've never seen that. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I would have remembered that, because that's really funny. So we'll start the other the next 3 stages, including the desert stage, next time. We did 4 stages tonight, though, which is pretty good. We did the endgame of Part 3, and then Part 4 we did Prologue 1 and 2. It's not bad. In the meantime, though, thank you all for watching. As a quick note, if you're not on my Discord already, of course you can join that, but an upcoming schedule for next week, my friend Icarus will be doing more of the sequel to this, or the prequel to this game, Path of Radiance. She'll be doing that blind tomorrow at 5:30 Central Time. She will be doing stages 19 through 21, which, if you know anything about the game, is the Naysala stage, the stage where you fight... Ooh, I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden. Shirahim, Jill's father, and the stage where you go to Dayan and fight Ina, which, slight spoilers for that, but if you don't know anything about the game, then I guess that's not really all that important to you. But you should check it out anyway, because it's a pretty dang good game, and honestly, watching someone do that game blind on an actual copy of the game, with how expensive it is, you're not going to get many opportunities to see that. With Majora's Mask finished, I will figure out something else to do for the midweek stream. Kind of depends on when I've got a test coming up. I think Thursday, might be later, might be earlier, not sure. But we'll be back for more of this at the same time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday. Might switch it to Friday, but I'll keep you informed here on this page with the Streamlabs and again on Discord. Thank you all for watching, and in the meantime, let's raid Sir Proton John, shall we? He's always up to some shenanigans and the like. So give him a lot of love and a lot of condolences for whatever crazy thing he's decided to brew up now. He's doing dead or alive. Cool.
Oh, that's a stun move. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Now for real. Wait, we gonna raid already? Nova Quest raid. Oh my god. All right. Cool. Hang on a second. We'll just finish up this challenge. Oh, wasted that.